Now they get back home and they're finding out that, yay, you guys cannot get married. I promise you that when I reviewed this book, I thought, oh, this is one book that's going to make sense on TV. I expected how it ended, and I went to tell the author that, yo, when I was reading this book, I had thought, wait, is my mind playing tricks on me? Because this guy cannot be this way, right? Now, the relationship goes on, but then she started to notice a pattern. When everything seems to be going on fine, she wakes up and finds out, oh, I can't reach my boyfriend, or my boyfriend is MIA. Hi, my name is Maranatha Abutu. Welcome to my show. On this channel, we talk about books, we talk about movies, we talk about society, basically anything that isn't going right in the society. We talk about them. I share my opinions, and then once in a while, I also share about my writing journey. If this seems like your jam, please click on the subscribe button so that anytime I put up new videos, you'll be among the first persons to be notified. On today's show, we're talking about books. We are discussing Nigerian indie romance authors. So I'm introducing you to a set of 4 authors, 5 books, and I hope that you will start to consider reading indie authors, because it is very, very hard for indie authors out there. And indie authors are people who are writers but not being published by traditional publishing companies, meaning these authors have to write their book, outsource editing and proofreading, find means to market the book, and also find means to make money. So your way of supporting indie authors, including myself, is to read our books on authorized platforms that are selling them. Don't go and download free PDFs, because if you download free PDFs, you think you're helping the authors. You're not helping us, because those monies are going to these unauthorized persons that are selling our books. So the easiest way you can get some of those books on BAM on Amazon, Kindle. You can get some on Everand. You can also get some from publishing houses or ebook companies like Roving Tides, Book Peddlers, etc. Without wasting much of anybody's time, we're going to start with the first one. So I'm going to be doing a 2-3 minutes rundown of these books, so you can go and get this book and read them for yourself. I'm just going to do 2 minutes review of these 5 books. Now, the first on that list is Broken, Not a Halal Story by Fatima Bala. So this book was independently published originally, but then it went on to be published, right? So I read this book last month in August, and I was really floored by this story. Broken, Not a Halal Story, talks about the story of Ahmad and Faiza. Faiza is this young girl, maybe 17, 18, who leaves her family in Nigeria to go and school in Canada. So she's from this very conservational Muslim home, and she's being given to a guarantor who are also Muslim, but then their own family is a lot more liberal. She meets this boy by accident anyway, and then she comes to the house of her guarantor only to be met by this handsome man. One thing leads to another, they fall in love. There's the entire story about what is halal and what is haram, how she's very delicate in what she eats, very delicate in how she serves, her God, and the things that are allowed and not allowed in her relationship, and how much of a temptation they both have to face, before they arrived at, oh, I think I actually really, really like you. How about we start dating? Of course, the family accepts, because both families are longtime friends and they're both wealthy. Now they get back home and they're finding out that, yay, you guys cannot get married. When I was reading this book, when I found out that I was less than a couple of chapters done, I went to Google, I went to Goodreads, like, yo, you can't tell me that these people are going to just go their separate ways. But yo, it took 5 bloody years for us to start finding out, oh wait, maybe it wasn't actually what had happened. But yo, you have to read the book to find out. It's a very, very, very lovely story about love, and into the northern Muslim traditions, and into what the Quran says about certain things, and that are haram, and why a Muslim man or a Muslim woman should not engage in those things. It's a very, very, very beautiful story, well written, and I think you should read it too. I rate it absolutely 5 stars. Now, the next book we are talking about is Marriage Class by Adesowa O Nwokeji. I read this book last year, I think, and I did a review on my then pages with Mark on Instagram. But I realized I never did a video to talk about it. So yeah, that's why it's gaining a mention in this book haul. This book talks about 10 couples. So these 10 couples meet themselves because they're in a marriage class. They're all trying to get married. And we are finding out why or what their basic issue is. And a marriage class is a class that couples are compulsory for couples to take before you are led to be married. And in these classes, you discuss different things, love languages, commitment, roles, what each person or each partner requires from their partner, and all the shebang. Now, these 10 couples meet in this class, and it's a very, very lovely story in that the issues they all have are not so different from what we have in the world right now. There is a couple who is Beauty and the Beast, not the Beast, but then a very fine man who is with a not so good looking woman, and she's insecure about it and wondering, oh, when is this guy going to realize that I am actually very ugly and we can't be together? Then there is the couple, the younger man with the older woman who is also very, why are you not into your mates? Why are you really with me? Then there is EVA who is with a very old person and wondering, are this man's children going to respect me? What am I really doing here? There is the forced together in marriage. There's Ogechi and Zulu. Ogechi is this very polished lady who is with an Igbo man who is, he's wealthy, but he's not so polished. Then there is Bianca and Prince, who I did not absolutely expect their story. Bianca is dating this guy who is in Canada or whatever, and they've been dating for 2 years. I didn't expect how that ended. I'm not going to give away too much so that you can go and read the book. There is also Boma and April, who are just physically attracted to each other and nothing else. They have nothing else going. It's just, I like you, you like me. Let's just keep banging. Then there is Sanya and Ewa, rich, rich versus vain. And honestly, I didn't expect how that story ended, but I promise you that when I reviewed this book, I thought, oh, this is one book that's going to make sense on TV. And guess what? The author got a TV deal for it. So it's going to be adapted for TV. And I'm so, 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 so happy for her. And I think the style of the author's writing for this book was actually very unique in that he allowed us see into each character's inner thoughts so you could understand what was going on with each and every one of them. And of course, our main character, Abby and Raymond, I didn't really like their own story because I felt like it was too close to home in that, excuse you, I absolutely think that you should read this book. It's also a 5-star read, and the book talks about, of course, relationship challenges. It talks about what you think is your duty versus, oh, I'm actually making a decision for my life, insecurity, and of course, the plenty commitment issues and all the shebang. I absolutely, absolutely recommend this book, and I think you should get a jump on it. Now, the next author I want to introduce to you is Kama Pearl. She also goes by Margaret Adetimehin. The book I am talking about is a trilogy, I would say, but I've only read two. The next one will be out by the story is about Finn and Special. Finn is this young girl who is in a university with her elder brother who is in final year already, and she's sort of crushing or in love with her elder brother's friend. The book is very, how do I put it? Takes us on a journey, is what I would say. It took us on a journey, like from when she was in school to her going home to her crush to the guy she dated, because I felt like, oh, this lady is still crushing on this guy. Oh, actually, at the time, I'm not sure if he had eyes for her or anything at that point because we couldn't really see into his mind because it was told from Finn's POV. The first book, Every Step I Take, takes us through that journey of her life, to her coming of age into adulthood and looking for a job. Then the second book now started off with her life in Ireland and her trying to navigate her relationship with this boy special that she's had a very big crush on. It's a very, very young adult story. Yes, it's a very young adult story in that you see maybe parts of you when you were younger, when you were still in school and how you were trying to navigate relationship issues, basically making decisions about your life. Yeah, it's a very young adult book, and I enjoyed both of the books. I expected how it ended, and I went to tell the author that, when I was reading this book, I had thought, wait, is my mind playing tricks on me? Because this guy cannot be this way, right? I cannot be mad, right? And so when the book ended, this book two ended the way it did, I was like, yes, I saw that coming. But yeah, I know that you'd enjoy the book. The last book I want to talk to you guys about is Friendship Illusion. And Friendship Illusion is a book by Maranatha Abutu, which is my other twin sister. We share the same name, so I wonder why. This book follows the story of Ima Abasi, a 30-year-old woman whose parents are divorced, and she is living in Lagos trying to navigate her romantic relationship, her friendship, and of course, her work life. Ima Abasi meets this guy and she thinks, oh my God, he's such a perfect person. I have met the bone of my bones. The flesh of my flesh. He ticks all the boxes for me. He is a feminist. He doesn't believe in gender roles. He loves me. I love him. He's very caring. He has a very good job. Everything is going on fine until they decide to go on a trip together. And this guy cancels the trip out of nowhere and he ghosts her for some time. Now she's mad. She's angry about it. And so she decides, you know what? Instead of sitting here, I'm going to go to the bar and I'm going to have a bloody good time. She goes to the bar and she meets this very handsome man. She has a one-night stand. The next morning, she wakes up disappointed in herself, right? And she runs away. Now, she doesn't tell her boyfriend that, I did something. But the guy comes around and she's like, oh, I love this guy. I have to take this person off my mind and focus on my relationship. Now, relationship goes on, but then she started to notice a pattern. When everything seems to be going on fine, she wakes up and finds out, oh, I can't reach my boyfriend. My boyfriend is MIA. She continues to grasp onto the little show of affection here and there and thinking, oh, maybe this thing can work. Maybe it's just in my head. The story is about friendship, about family dynamics. It talks about postpartum depression. It's a very intricate story filled with so much drama that now I'm wondering, when they say that twins share certain traits in common, I'm wondering if I share the same traits as my twin who wrote this book, because what is all this drama? It's an absolutely 5-star read, and I know that you would enjoy it. So if you've read it, let me know what you thought in the comment section. This is where I come to a book review or a book haul for today. If you've read any of those books at all, let me know which one you've read, what you thought about each book. And all these books are 5-star books. Read them. If you don't like them, comment in my comment section and let me know. If you've read any of these books, let's discuss in the comment section. I'll be waiting to read all your comments and reply to all of them. Thank you so much and see you in my next video.